Now to Rugby League, and the announcement that Super League is expanding to 14 clubs from next season could be a big boost to Oldham. Last year, the Ruffiads were a League One team, 2 levels below the top flight, but with investment off the pitch, matched by performances on it, they're now hopeful of a return to the top flight, as Chris Hall reports.
A century ago, Oldham were the club to beat. The 1925 Challenge Cup winners were back-to-back English champions a decade before. They have history fit for the top flight.
If there's a race to Super League, we want to be in that race. You know, when we took over, we were less than 400 crowds, and that was the case for certainly 5 or 6 years before we took over the club. And now we're over 2,000, which is it's a 400% rise. If we can make Super League, we think that the town would explode, and the crowds would rise again to what they were back in the old days when I played in the 90s, where we were getting 8,000 and 9,000 regularly.
Oh, Fort's made a break. Fort's clear.
Oldham were founding members not only of the Rugby Football Union but also of Super League until a relegation in 1997 from which they never recovered. Now they have a strong junior setup, plans to buy and develop their training ground, and after moving in with Oldham Athletic at Boundary Park, they cruised to last year's League One title and are playoff bound again in this year's championship. Getting Oldham back into Super League won't be easy. These days, there is no promotion and relegation. Franchises are awarded based on all kinds of criteria, from performance on the pitch to finances and fan base. But with Super League expanding from 12 to 14 teams, there may never be a better opportunity to get Oldham back in the big time.
Obviously, the infrastructure is there now to be able to pass on all the different grounds, and there's no reason why this club shouldn't be aiming for Super League. That should be the destination initially, because when I was a kid, Oldham were a Super League club. Unfortunately, a lot of things happened there and we ended up being liquidated. But there's a place in the top tier for Oldham Rugby League because of the history and what a complete generation of people have missed of what Oldham used to be.
Yeah, so what we'll do...
Sean Long won 4 Super League titles as a St Helens player. Now he wants to make his top-flight debut as a head coach. For inspiration, he doesn't need to look far. Their housemates are on the rise with them, having won promotion back into the Football League.
Oldham had a great season, got in the playoffs and went on a mad run, and I was absolutely over the moon that they got promoted back into the big time, and hopefully we can do the same. And it's an exciting time for Oldham, with the fans and the community. With the football and the rugby league doing really well. It's perfect and it's exciting times for the town.
This historic club turns 150 years old next year. They hope to celebrate with a season in Super League. Chris Hall, ITV News, Oldham.